into computers, huh? What are you doing? I guess I better get going.
Welcome back to All Things Outdoors. We're going to talk about hacks. Now, I am the world's worst person to be talking about computer hacks, so we're going to talk about the backpacking hacks that I've came up with. So let's start with hack number 1. I love tarp worms. A great way to release and keep tension on your tarp. But one of the things that I found out is with the size Zing It I use, sometimes it's a little tough to thread the needle, especially if your hands are cold. One of the things I came up with was a way just to make it a little more simple to get the Zing It through the hole of the tarp worm. All I did was I tried to cut the Zing It at a little bit of an angle and then just apply a very fine amount of super glue. Doesn't take very much. There we go. Now that that's dry, it really only takes about 35-45 seconds for it to really dry. Might be a little tacky, but you can see it's now it's almost like the end of your shoestring, how you have that stiff piece at the end of your shoestring to really thread through the eyelets of your shoe. And with it being like that, it just makes it tons easier to thread that through the hole. So that's hack number 1. Very simple. A little bit of super glue goes a long way with a little bit of Zing It. Hack number 2 just involves a double stopper. You can see there. Okay. And 1/8 shock cord. Basically, I was just looking for something to keep my straps a little less messy. I like to keep them flat and wound up neatly. So all I did was get some 1/8 shock cord and these double stoppers, and now I just have a very simple way. I just loop it over and just draw one side to keep them cinched together. Let's go to hack number 3. Okay, hack number 3 is not something I use all the time. Usually if I'm out more than 3 days and I want to maybe wash up my shirt a little bit. You might say it's the original Tide Pod in a way, but all I do is I have a biodegradable soap and I take a straw and slide the straw over the soap spout. Then all I do is I squeeze a little bit of soap into the tube and I just stop it right there. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch the end here and trim it off and take it off, and that's still, the soap is still in the straw there. Last step, take a lighter, I'm just going to melt it closed. Then I'm going to take the other end and perform the same step. Pinch the straw closed on that end and then just melt the end closed. Now I have a sealed soap pod that I'll keep, and I may only take 1 or 2 of these, so it's not like I need a whole bunch of them. Hack number 4 is one that you probably have seen on YouTube before. I know that's where I learned this little trick. Not something I created, but absolutely use, is putting deodorant in the chapstick tube. One key note, usually when I'm grabbing a deodorant, what I'm looking for is maybe something a little more like citronella, or in this case is a cedar. Those smells that kind of help repel bugs, but yet will still do the job, and more than likely probably smell better than me on a 3-day hike, I'm sure. So what I'll do is I'll take the deodorant in this little cup, it's just like a little cough syrup cup, and I'll just scrape some of the deodorant into the cup. Once I've got the deodorant scraped into the cup, then I just put it in the microwave for roughly about 5 seconds. It doesn't take long at all. So we're going to skip to that step right now. Once the deodorant's melted and in the cup, then you take your chapstick tube, make sure you have the pusher all the way to the bottom, and then you simply just pour in your deodorant till it's full. And then once it's filled to the top, I just let it sit. You can put it in the refrigerator if you want to help it along a little faster. And then once it cools, you have a solid little deodorant stick. That's it for my hacks. Hope you found them helpful. Until next time, guys.